What up, boy? Oh, okay. Look who's already putting in that work.
Oh, what you talking about, bruh? My habits are impeccable, but you already knew that.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Freshie?
Hey. Oh, take your chauffeur to work day again. Hey, do me a favor. Stop posting to social media when you're driving.
Yo, you follow me, though.
Okay, like it or not, and I don't, part of my job is now following you on social media because you have the star rookie's life in your hands.
Hey, 10 and 2, baby, always. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real good driver. Plus, if I crash, I can't be going back to my neighborhood, yo.
Okay, how do you know each other?
Well, our parents, our mothers were friends.
His mom and my mom been friends since, like, 1902, you know what I'm saying? And my twin, Lil Tasty, we go way back with DJ, you know what I'm saying? You heard of Lil Tasty, right? Rapper? Don't get it twisted. Yellow Mamba, a.k.a. Two Braids, a.k.a. Teardrop Shotty.
Teardrop Shotty?
He knows because he's my day one. But, yeah, we go way back. Indeed. But my posts are fire, though, right?
I gotta get out there.
Good. Anyway, I was telling him.
A view of I-40 in Chesapeake Energy Arena, taken from the Skydance Bridge in Oklahoma City. That's our setting tonight. It's time for some hoops at the Chesapeake Energy Arena, home of the Thunder here in downtown Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And we're going to bring it to you live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analysts. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. The Thunder are looking to grab one for the home fans here in Oklahoma City before heading back out on the road. They're one of the most dangerous teams in the NBA right now. No question, they've won 7 of their last 8.
And when I look at Oklahoma City, and you have to love the way this team is playing, no one was really talking about them at the beginning of the year. Now, they're one of the hottest teams in the league.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the side.
Well, guys, Isaiah Thomas may be small in size, but he's always dreamed big. He said, "It sounds crazy, but I always thought I was going to be an NBA player."
Great to hear that, D.A. Thank you. Thomas plays with real passion. You can tell he loves playing the game. Doris, we may not see a lot of small ball this evening. 2 teams that are deadly operating on the blocks. How have they been successful with that, where other teams haven't?
Well, it's fascinating, Kev, because from a personnel standpoint, they have elected to play with size. And there's a commitment to that, pounding the ball deep into the post every trip down.
The starters for the Utah Jazz. Ingles at small forward with Favors at the 4. Hill and Hood in the backcourt. And it's Gobert in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Listen, we know Steven Adams is one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. You've got to have great awareness about him on the glass.
Rubio the pass to Gobert. They set the pick. Hood on the wing. Clock at 6. Here's the teardrop. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And Rodney Hood selected with the 23rd pick in the 2014 draft by Utah. What a great pickup for the Jazz. Wow.
Well, we're talking about a 6'8" shooting guard with a high skill level. And when Rodney Hood is aggressive and confident, he can be a major impact player in the league.
Westbrook dishes to Jordan. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Jordan's got his first bucket of the night.
And it's always been talked about how the NBA is a brotherhood. And DJ has fit right in to that aspect of the league. From what I hear, he's already becoming tight with the other stars around the league.
Gobert with a screen on Jordan. That's a 2 from Hood from deep Ingles. Doesn't go that time. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And the big problem, they got trigger happy. Shot a very low percentage from beyond the arc.
Yeah, I agree. It seemed like they were very dependent from the three-point stripe, and it made things way too easy for the defense.
That's a 2 from Hood. Wide open shot is on the money.
Quick trigger from Rodney Hood. He takes no time getting the shot off after the catch.
Westbrook kicks to Jordan. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Rodney Hood. That's his first foul. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Here's Jordan. Missile on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
You're right. I mean, he's found his rhythm early. The defense has got to do a better job guarding him from this point on.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And you know, guys, he had a big game at the free throw line in their last outing.
One shot, find the legs.
Free throw good, Jordan.
And the Utah Jazz, historically, they've always been one of the better franchises in the NBA. And it was nice to see them back in the playoffs in 2017 after that 4-year rebuilding phase. It tied their longest playoff drought since the team moved to Utah.
Well, persistent defense on the part of Patrick Patterson. This guy anticipates the shot and says, no, sir.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And this Jazz organization operating in a small market, but over the years, so competitive.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of times teams want to take shortcuts to contention. The Jazz know they're not going to win the free agent bidding wars. So that creates a kind of discipline that they're looking to build from within.
The first one falls, and Utah making a change here. Johnson's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And you watch the Thunder play, and they are just so physical with teams. They will bump you inside and outside and do everything they can do to let you know they are going to lock things down.
Well, look up and down the roster, Kevin, and you're going to see very physical players. Steven Adams and Russell Westbrook set the tone. But you can't expect to play the Thunder and not be needing a little ice bath after the game.
Pass to Jordan. 3-pointer. Rebound, Utah. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
Oklahoma City leading by 3. Stolen by Rubio. .144 left in the first quarter. And here's Johnson outside. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio.
Joe Johnson showing off that sweet touch from deep. Wow, what a dangerous three-point threat.
George passes to Jordan. Goes up the baseline, and the shot falls short this time. Utah's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Ingles against George from 13. Favors dishes to Ingles. Lock at 6. Favors with the screen. He tries for 3. Rubio misses. Oklahoma City's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Westbrook kicks to George. And again, no good by Oklahoma City.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
And that one drops.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
And Rubio kicks to Ingles. Pass to Johnson. The teardrop falls in. Johnson's got 5 now.
Well, Johnson isn't just an outside shooter. This guy is a versatile, talented scorer in the paint.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. George with the bucket.
Perfect example of how to set a great screen. Set your feet, stand firm.
Jazz trail by 3. Rubio with it. He had 16 points in the win against Washington.
Really, he exposed a lot of seams in the defense with his passing, too. That assist total was impressive.
We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And Derek Favors, known for his work ethic, and he talked about his focus on developing his skills.
I just want to get better. I just want to keep improving as a player throughout the year, just get better, keep making strides, and keep getting better in every aspect of my game.
Well, the desire is there, and sounds like the commitment that he's showing is to how far, Greg, you think he can go?
Well, you talk about desire and commitment, and then you throw in the Thunder.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Rudy Gobert is checked in for Utah. Favors comes in for Urebko. Rodney Hood's checked in for Johnson. And Ricky Rubio's subbed in for Mitchell. So on the floor for Utah, the tough defending Favors and Gobert make up the big man. Hill and Hood in the backcourt. And it's Burks in at the 3 slot.
Well, obviously, the biggest impact Steven Adams has for this team is his ability to be a defensive force in the middle. This guy carves up space, takes away any would-be penetrators, solid rim protection, just an unbelievable guy on the interior. You know, rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
Now the pass to Abrinas. Jordan kicks to Westbrook. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. And the Thunder lead by 6. More on Adams, Doris. Not only is he a shot-blocking presence, but also will come up with a good amount of steals for a big man.
And that's an area, Kev, where Adams has really improved recently. For his size, he's got great agility and great anticipation in the paint. And I like that there's no hesitation to rotate and challenge any player he switches onto.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Favors with the screen. Hood kicks to Rubio. Gobert with a screen for Burks. Off the screen. Kicks it out to Rubio. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. The Thunder leading by 6. Abrinas the pass to Jordan. Westbrook kicks to Jordan. Over Hood. Back to Jordan. Over Hood. And it's Jordan. That time on the assist by Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists in the game. Jazz trail by 8.
And this could be the final possession of the period.
Right, they have to play their cards right. No rush, work the clock, and get a quality look.
Hood dishes to Rubio. Gobert with a screen on Westbrook. They set the pick. Here's Rubio. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Quinn Snyder. Coach, what adjustments are you going to do in the second half?
You just got to keep playing, keep taking the shots, and that's not the issue as much as us not executing on offense. And when we don't score, sometimes our defense lags as well.
Everybody wants to see the ball go in the basket first, right? Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break. And the third quarter about ready to get underway.
Well, we know this about Jazz head coach Quinn Snyder. He has a wide range of coaching experience, right? He's coached at the college level, in the minors, over in Europe, and in today's game, I think that breadth of experience is invaluable.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Thunder. Inside, it's Patterson and Adams. Jordan is out there with Russell Westbrook, and it's George in at the small forward. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. Doris, you ended a very successful college career a few years before professional women's basketball was fully established. How much do you wish you could have had a chance to go pro and play in what is now the WNBA?
How about this, Kev? The last 10 minutes of my senior season, the last 10 minutes of my final game, I blow out my knee. Otherwise, I would have gone to either Sweden or Ireland to play professionally. But sure, of course, I wish the WNBA was formed. It came 10 years after my graduation in 1987. Oh, what could have been.
Yeah. And Doris is thriving, right? I mean, there is such a following for the WNBA.
Last year's finals may be the most competitive in history. It's really grown leaps and bounds.
So fun to watch. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. George has got his second basket of the night.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you've got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
Good, and count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
I think given his size, Rodney Hood can be very efficient on the interior. This guy feels at home in the paint.
Mitchell, he's checked in for Utah. You just have to love the way Ricky Rubio plays defense. Fantastic at jumping a play, and Doris forcing a turnover for his team to get out and get a score in transition.
Right. I think the thing that stands out with Ricky Rubio is probably his anticipation. That is what makes him such a great defender. Active feet, active hands to bother shooters, incredible lateral movement, and an impressive wingspan.
Just 2 to shoot, and here's Westbrook from the arc, rebounded by Hood. Hood's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. The wide open look here for Ingles. Nailed from three-point land. Ingles has got his first 3 points of the game. Outside Westbrook. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Derek Favors.
We know that Russell Westbrook isn't.
Jazz trail by 4.
2-for-1 territory, but they got to work quick.
Right. You don't want to rush it, but you do want to get off as quick a shot as possible.
Burks on the wing. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. The shot's good from Jerebko.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Oh, their communication on offense is working at every level now. These guys are really cohesive. What a run.
Here's Adams, and it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And now that we've gotten a chance to see it in slow-mo, I think the ruling has to be that he did not beat the buzzer with that shot.
And they're keeping the call as is. It was close, but he had not released it before the clock had expired.
Yeah, still better safe than sorry. I think they did the right thing to take another look at it. And if it's so close that you can't tell by the naked eye, might as well go to the slow-mo.
3 quarters of play in a close game here. Thunder out in front. They lead by 1. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. A chance now to hear Coach Quinn Snyder talking to his team moments ago in the huddle.
Our activity defensively has been great. Active hands. Okay, the other thing is it's allowing us the defensive rebound. Okay, so keep attacking the defensive rebound.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. The Thunder with the lead. So on the floor for Utah. The tough defending Favors and Gobert make up the big men. Ricky Rubio is out there with Alec Burks. And it's Jerebko in at the 3, the small forward.
And I love the momentum he's building. last game he was just as dominant.
Well, there's no doubt this guy's on a hot streak right now. That's why he keeps getting the ball in this one. They're like, hey, we're going to feed the hot hand.
Burks against Jordan. Lots of room. That doesn't go either for Jordan.
Yeah, bad shot there. Trust is lacking. You got to be willing to make the extra pass.
I'm not sure why he doesn't continue to move the basketball. Would have served that team much better.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
And the Thunder making a switch here. George is checked in. Hood's checked in for the Jazz. Outside, George. Jordan against Hood. Just 4 to shoot. Jordan kicks to George. Over Urebko. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Thunder lead by 3.
Boy, I love how hard Steven Adams works on the boards. Excellent timing for that putback.
There's the dish to Gobert. And stolen by Jordan. Drops in the breakaway layup. Jordan's got 4 points in the quarter.
And all quarter long, he's been zeroed in and knocks down big shot after big shot here in the fourth.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. There's a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Here's Favors. It's deflected, and he recovers it. And he gets the bucket.
And they've really gotten on track here in the second half. After that shaky start, the field goal percentage steadily climbing. They couldn't make anything in that first break.
You can see the reason it can be a tough day down low, and he's going after it on the glass. Some serious length to contend with.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. Over Patterson. And that one goes long.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
And 3 from Jordan. Jordan with another miss. Jazz trail by 3. Here's Hood. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
On the attack, he has that ability, trying to close this one out.
I'll tell you, that's the killer instinct you need to have. You love the attacking mentality near the cup.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Cantor checked in for Steven Adams, and Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Raymond Felton. And Utah also making a switch. Joe Ingles is checked in for Urebko. There's a screen. Shot clock at 6. Gobert the pass to Favors to take the lead, and Gobert with the lay-in.
Now, Kevin, there's times where the defense has nothing for Rudy Gobert. He's too long and too polished.
Westbrook dishes to Jordan. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. They get Derek Favors. He hits the first one, and that ties the game up. And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives them the lead.
Getting it done at the line as he usually does, and that could be huge in a tight game like this one.
To the middle, and stolen by Patterson. Hood against Jordan. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Back to Westbrook, fires the 3, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Jordan's got 4 assists in the game. Jazz trail by 4. Gobert with a screen on Westbrook. Favors with the screen, kicks it to Ingles. This one for 3, and again it's the Jazz from deep.
And really just when the fans were starting to get into this game, how about the silencer at the other end for a potential game-saving 3?
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Mr. Incredible.
And he's had a very good night shooting the basketball. A little over 50% from the field, and a lot of those shots have come against some tight D. That shows the level of his focus and consistency.
Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Westbrook kicks to Jordan. Over Hood. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Jazz have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Nice ball movement by Utah.
Rodney Hood showing no fear and doesn't feel the pressure.
59 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Outside Westbrook. Jordan kicks to George. Back to Jordan. Money!
Fearless, decisive, on point.
Which is exactly what you have to be, especially when your team needs a bucket.
Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. 44 seconds left in the fourth. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Quinn Snyder's huddle. He knows this has been a hard-fought game. He wanted his guys to just sit down and catch their breath. He said, look, we're right in the game, guys. Let's make a little push here. Let's come out with some bite. Kevin?
That shot, no good. Great D that time from Favors. From deep Ingles. Paul George grabs the miss. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Utah calls timeout. They're down by 1. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? Enough time that they can run whatever play they're most comfortable with.
You'd think they want to do everything they can to get it to their hot hand.
And here are the Jazz now. They trail by 1. Back to Rubio. They set the screen. Outside Hood. Fires the 3. Count it!
Rodney Hood's starting to percolate. This guy is so good when he starts to get it flowing.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 2. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Jordan. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
And you could tell they had that play ready to go. Well done on the inbound.
Hood for 3. No good from three-point territory. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Oklahoma City. Well, if you're just joining us, the intensity has really heated up in this one. As we watch this one go now to overtime. A different look for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. And it's Jordan in for Andre Robertson. And a switcher also for Utah. Urebko's checked in. Mitchell kicks to Rubio. He dishes it to Urebko. Feeds to Mitchell. At the elbow, it's Gobert.
Don't you love Rudy Gobert's nickname, Kevin? The Stifle Tower. He can be a menacing presence.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Derek Favors checked in for Utah. Joe Ingles comes in for Johnson. Here's Westbrook. Passes to Jordan. He's looking for Patterson and finds him. There's the feed to Westbrook. He kicks it to Jordan. To tie it up. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
He drops the first one, and that narrows the gap to 1. Rodney Hood's checked in for Mitchell. And it's tied up with that one.
You know, he doesn't let that opportunity slip by. Buries some big shots at the line.
Gobert the screen. And they call an illegal screen here.
I think that's a case of nerves right there, guys. That was a pretty bad decision.
And had the right idea there in calling for the screen, but he was just slow to get to the spot and didn't get set.
Yeah, just a matter of he needs to be there a split second earlier. Not much room for error when you're setting a screen.
Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Offensive rebound. Misses from short range. Oklahoma City shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. George with the ball. Now guarded by Hood. Here's Jordan. The shot's good on the assist by George. 26 points for Jordan.
Yeah, boy, it never gets old watching this guy go to work at the offensive end. He's so gifted.
Dishes to Hood. And it's blocked by Jordan. And the block shot turns into a shooting foul. So the defensive effort there a bit too much as the officials will send him to the line. And he'll shoot some free throws.
And the former Blue Devil continues to enhance his offensive repertoire. Rodney Hood, a reliable two-way guard.
Westbrook against Rubio. Westbrook kicks to Jordan. Off target from outside. Game could be on the line right here.
It's now or never.
Snatched up. Favors passes to Rubio. They set the pick. Down low and stolen by Patterson. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Jordan dishes to George. Patterson the screen. Westbrook kicks to Jordan. 6 to shoot. For Hood. Can't cash in. Utah calls timeout. He feeds it to Ingles. Gobert with a screen on Westbrook. Good on the wing. Takes the three. Can't knock in the three. Oh, and he had a chance to win it right there, but couldn't get it to fall. And so with overtime 2 in the books, the game is still not over. Overtime number 3 coming up. And we'll be back with you right after this. Well, we thought we might wrap it up in regulation. Then it looked like overtime number 1 might yield a winner. But instead, the overtime periods are piling up. Jordan, he's checked in for Wells. Utah also making some changes. Yarebko's checked in for Favors. Johnson comes in for Joe Ingles. And it's Mitchell in for Rodney Hood. Gobert with a screen on Westbrook. And here's Rubio. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Clock is at 3. Over Westbrook. Rubio misses.
I'll tell you, his touch has been off all day, and now his judgment is starting to go by the wayside as well. That's a poor shot.
And Doris, so many players do tend to shy away from contact, but which players, in your opinion, really love the physical aspect of the game, really helps their game?
Well, let's go old school. And the ground and pound game of Zach Randolph. The guy doesn't have an inch in terms of his vertical jump, but has managed to be well into his second decade in the NBA. For me, Zach, Sipo doing work on the box, a thing of beauty.
Left side, Jordan. Adams in the high post. George, that's a two-pointer. It goes straight through with the switch. Now it's a 3-point Oklahoma City lead.
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives with a big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Pass to Gobert. Adams, a nice D.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Here's Jordan. And Patterson kicks to Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Here's George. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
Yeah, Paul George very confident down on the low block. He positions himself well to get off any shot he wants.
And the Jazz call time here. Dennis Cantor's checked in for Oklahoma City. Utah also making some changes. Favors comes in for Yarebko. And it's Joe Ingles in for Johnson. And so it's Utah here with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Here's Ingles. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Clearly a foul.
And he makes the first. He hits both from the stripe.
Clutch. Those free throws turn this into a one-possession ball game.
Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio.
And overtime has come down to this. They need at least 2 points, or you can kiss this baby goodnight.
Oh, you have to appreciate Rubio's creativity. Floats that one in.
And now they decide to foul intentionally. And that's an intentional foul.
You know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
And the first one at the line is good. And so Jordan nails both of them.
Yeah, how about the nerves there? Those free throws put them in a very good position. 3 points clear.
Utah calls timeout. Guys, your thoughts?
And right now, you can go for the 2 and then a quick foul, or go for the home run.
Well, you've got to be smart regardless of what you choose to do. You shouldn't just heave the 3 if it's not there. Let's see what happens.
Here's Mitchell. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. They've led by as many as 11 points. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Well, I don't think there's any question any longer about Paul George being an elite NBA talent. He's a remarkable shooter, exceptional defender, and most importantly, an incredible leader.
And so they foul intentionally. The first free throw is good.
I don't know what to talk about first. The explosiveness, the smarts. This guy, Russell Westbrook, one of the best athletes in the league, and just getting smarter and smarter about how to attack.
Here's Mitchell. No good on the triple. So it's Oklahoma City picking up the win. An amazing game lasting multiple overtimes.
I mean, definitely an epic game. And while both teams fought hard, they played with a purpose to win. I mean, all the tension in OT, they have got to be exhausted but happy. What a game.
That'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.
Baby.
DJ, fantastic game.
Thanks.
Listen, Kevin and the guys want to talk to you back at the studio. Right this way.
Let's do it.
The 2K Sports Postgame Show.
Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Time now to catch up with our special postgame guest.
What's up? It's Kenny the Jet. Congrats. Great win tonight. Tough overtime battle. Now, what made you guys look so in control during that overtime?
You know, Kenny, I think this team could be very dangerous when our backs are against the wall. You know, ideally, we knew that we should have closed out the game before it got to overtime. But, you know, once we were in there, we trusted each other, and we stuck to the game plan. And fortunately, it translated to a win.
Good job tonight. Good win.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For the Jet, for the Diesel, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew. The entire 2K Sports crew.
That's everyone.
Ernie Johnson. Have a wonderful evening.
So much has been said about the role Shammy has played in your rookie season. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Sham. That's my big bro, man. Shout out Sham, by the way. It's kind of tough to put into words. He's been great to me. Like, he taught me a lot about the game. He taught me how to deal with, like, opposing crowds, how to talk to you guys. He's very knowledgeable about the game as well. And just like a super professional dude, despite what some of you try to say about him.